In one of my previous videos, I have made a full comparison between Kadence team and the Blocksy teams, but this time I compare the free version. In this video, I'm going to compare the Kadence Pro version with Blocksy Pro version. So I'm going to concentrate only on Pro features. I'm not going to go through every team feature, but only Pro features. So if you're interested, then jump in because it's going to be a fun ride. Okay, first, if you don't know what is Blocksy team or what is Kadence team, then currently those are two of the best WordPress teams out there. Both of the teams are really feature-rich and lightweight. At the time of making this video, as you see, Kadence has more than 50,000 active installs with 117 5-star reviews. And Blocksy has more than 20,000 active installs and only 5-star reviews, more than 400 of them. So both of them are excellent teams. Now, let's take a look at the pricing first. The pricing between Blocksy and Kadence are a bit different. For example, Blocksy Pro for one site is $49 per year. It has an unlimited licenses package for $99 per year. 5-site license, it's $69. There is also a lifetime option for personal $149, for 5-site $199, and for unlimited licenses $299. Now let's take a look at the Kadence pricing. They have two packages. Kadence Pro is for unlimited sites and regular price is $79. Also there is a Kadence Suite package which contains Kadence themes and all other Kadence plugins, and this one is $219 per year. There is also a lifetime licenses, $329 for Kadence unlimited sites, and for Kadence Suites it's $699. The good news is, if you take a look at the description of this video, there is a 10% discount for both Kadence and Blocksy. So if you're interested in the discount, then take a look at the description of this video. Now let's take a look at the features. Let's open up the Kadence site first. These are the Pro options: header add-ons, ultimate menu, which allows you to create mega menus. There is an option to create header and footer scripts. You have hooked elements, some WooCommerce add-ons, infinite scroll, local gravators, and you can add the custom page title for archive sites. Blocksy Pro extensions are a bit similar, but there are some differences. For example, you can connect your Adobe Typekit account and use any fonts from the Adobe. You can add custom code snippets. It's basically the same as the header footer scripts here. You can add custom fonts. You can use local fonts. You can add mega menus and customize your menus. Also, you have multiple sidebars. You can white label your theme, and there are some WooCommmerce functionalities I'm going to show you later. Blocksy also has a free extensions, which means that you can activate the cookies consent info box. There is a built-in MailChimp subscription form for you. There is a product reviews custom post type. There is a trending posts add-on, this one here below. And Blocksy adds popular posts, ads, contact info, MailChimp subscription, social icons, and some other widgets for you. But those are free extensions. We're going to take a look at the Pro extensions. Now let's hop into the customizer for Kadence and for Blocksy and see what are the differences over there if we're talking about Pro version. First, let's take a look at the header builder. The header builders for free and Pro are similar, but the differences are between the elements. Kadence Pro adds a contact element for you. This one here. Search bar, which is also a Pro option. Pay attention though that search bar doesn't have a live search option. Pro version also adds dividers for you, navigation, and second HTML option. Now let's take a look at the Blocksy header builder for Pro version, and there are some big differences over there. And the most important one of those is that Blocksy has a multiple header creating option. For example, I have a global header here, but I can create a new header, name it, for example, shop header. I'm gonna copy elements from the global header if I like, but if I don't want to copy it, I'm just gonna create a new header. So shop header here. I'm gonna open it up, add conditions. That means include only shop home, and I'm gonna show it on product categories, and I'm gonna show it on product archives. All other pages will have the global header. So I'm gonna save it, and in order to demonstrate it, as you see, this is the header I created. If I publish it, this is a global header, but if I go to the shop page, the header is different. So Kadence doesn't have multiple header options at the moment, but Blocksy does. So I'm gonna activate the global header once again. Also, what Blocksy has is an option to clone items. For example, I have a button here. If I click on it, I just cloned it, and now I can drag it, for example, here. And I have two buttons, and I can customize this one as I like. Also, Blocksy has a contact element. The one as you see here. You can clone dividers, up to 4 of them, also up to 4 buttons. There are menus here, search box. And one more difference between Blocksy and Kadence is that you can activate the live results in the Blocksy, and you can set up the search criteria. For example, activate only products, publish it, go to the home page, search for pizza, and there is a live search. Kadence doesn't have that one. Also, Blocksy has a built-in wishlist option. Drag it to the menu wherever you would like it to be, customize it, and you can activate the wishlist in the WooCommerce section. I'm gonna show it later. And one more thing, like Kadence team, also the Blocksy Pro has a trigger option here. If you drag it here, there is a trigger, and you can add your own menu or whatever you want to add here, HTML or widgets and so on. So this was a header. Now let's take a look at the hooked elements. Kadence calls them hooked elements, which means you can add hooks to your site without the need to custom code anything. It's called elements here. Blocksy has a similar option, and it's called content blocks. It's here. I'm not gonna go through in a detail both of them. I'm just gonna show how does it work in a simple example. So I'm gonna create an element. It's gonna be default element. I'm gonna call it product info, add text. Now I'm gonna choose placement. It's gonna be on a single product page after the add to cart form. But as you see, there are lots of hooks here you can use. Display settings on single products only, or you can select only some kind of individual product if you like. Exclusion rules for all users or logged in users, device settings, and so on. And now if I publish it and take a look at the product, then there is a product info. Blocksy content blocks basically works the same way. Give it a name, create a template, give it the content, select the location, display condition, expiry date, visibility, and so on. The main differences between those two are that Kadence Elements has a fixed element, and the difference is that it has a fixed after scroll. Blocksy also has a fixed option, but it only has on bottom or on top. It doesn't have a scroll option here. What else Blocksy has a bit different is that you can see the hook locations here. The hooks are the ones you can use on the content blocks. So if you would like to add something here, Blocksy content top, this is the place you can choose on the content blocks. Also, if you would like to see the WooCommerce hook, then go to the WooCommerce page. There is a show WooCommerce hooks here. It makes your life a bit easier. So these were the content blocks. Next one, let's take a look at the mega menu. Once again, they are a bit similar. Go to Appearance, Menus, arrange your menu, open up Menu Item Settings, activate Mega Menu. You can decide whether to hide the text labels or links. You can add the menu icons, highlight label, highlight icon, some Mega Menu settings here, Mega Menu columns, layout, background, links color, and so on. Now save it, close it, open up the submenu, menu settings here. If you enable the custom content, then you can create hooks and use them inside the mega menu here. And for the Blocksy, it's the same. If I activate the extension, I can go to the Appearance, Menus, open up the menu, whether it's mega menu or not, drop down width, layout, columns, item labels, links, icons, menu badge settings, design, background, and so on, and save it. For me, Blocksy settings are looking a bit cleaner though. So let's create a column here, open up menu item settings. It's gonna be heading, content type. Once again, similar, I can add custom text or content block or hook here. But for Blocksy and Kadence, both mega menus are really good. Now header footer scripts. That means that if you go to the customizer, there is a custom scripts section here. You can add scripts into a header, body tag, in your footer. You can use all sorts of AdWords and Google Analytics and Facebook pixels. Blocksy has a similar option. Go to Custom Code Snippet, activate it. Now go to Appearance, Customize. And there is a Custom Code Snippet option here. Header scripts, body scripts, footer scripts, basically the same. Next one, WooCommerce add-on. Kadence has an auto open site cart, which looks like this here. I'm gonna add a cart element here. And now I can use it as a pop-out cart. And I can decide whether it slides out from right or left. Next, I'm gonna go to the WooCommerce, add to cart behavior, activate single product Ajax add to cart, and activate the shows a cart pop up on add to cart. Publish it. Now go to the product page, add to cart, and there it is. Blocksy has similar option. That means I'm gonna go to the header. There is a cart already added here. I'm gonna activate off canvas option here. As you see, reveal from right or left side, and I can set up the cart automatically to be opened on the product page or archive page, or disable as I like. Also, it has more customization options. This one is a background. I can change it and so on. So once again, similar options, but Blocksy has slightly more features here. Now this one here, custom shop page built with blocks on page builder. Let's go to the Kadence product catalog, and there is an option custom content for shop page. And now you can go to your shop page and build it with a page builder. But pay attention though that it only works on shop page. It does not work on the archive pages. So if it's useful for you, then you can activate it. Blocksy currently does not have this option for the shop page. Now let's see what else they offer. Ajax add to cart, this one I showed you already for the Kadence, but the Blocksy also has this one. Just go to the WooCommerce, single products, scroll down, and activate Ajax add to cart. And so that's basically it for the Kadence Pro. Now I'm gonna show you what else Blocksy Pro has. I'm gonna go to the footer now, and footers. As you saw with the headers, the footers also have an option to create multiple ones. So I'm gonna create a new footer, for example, shop footer, I can copy the elements from the global footer, but I'm not gonna do that. Instead of it, I'm gonna edit conditions as I did before. For example, include only shop home and product archives and product categories. Basically the same as I did with a header. I'm not gonna save it because it works in a similar way as a header did. Now, since we are talking about footers, let's take a look at the Kadence Pro and Blocksy Pro footer options. Blocksy Pro adds a bunch of footer elements as it did with the header. As with the header, you can clone buttons. There are an additional footer menu here. You can add logo, search box, and so on. And Kadence has some extra widgets 5, 6, and footer navigation. Nothing else additional over there. Now, some other option that Blocksy Pro has that Kadence doesn't have is the option to customize a quick view. So currently Kadence does not have a quick view option, but Blocksy has for the Pro version, and you can activate it under the cards option here. So product archives, cards option, quick view, and you can decide whether to open up on the button click. That means this one here. You can decide whether to open it up on image click or on a card click. Card click means that wherever you click it, for example on the product name, it opens up the quick view. But add to cart button works. Now let's open up the single product page and see what differences are here. It will add your product gallery options. First option, second option, you can show your product page in a different way, or like this one here. If there would be more images, then there would be 4 of them side by side. Or you can show it like this. And customize gallery options, number of columns, and so on. So Kadence does not have this one yet. Now let's talk about the wishlist I mentioned earlier. Go to the WooCommerce and product wishlist here, and you can decide whether to show the wishlist only for logged in users or all users. Wishlist page, set the wishlist page here. For example, this one. Display wishlist button on archive pages. It appeared here. Single product pages and quick view modal. I'm going to activate the Ajax add to cart and we're good to go. Now let's publish it. Let's add one to the wish list. Let's open up the single product page. There it is. I can remove it or add it. And I can do the same in the quick view. How does it look like? As I showed you before, we can add the wishlist element to the header. So let's do that. I'm gonna add it here. You can customize the badge, design, label visibility. You can set the label to bottom. So let's move it here. Publish it. Refresh the page. Let's go to the product page. There it is. As you remember, we created another header here. And now if I go to the wish list, it's here. I can delete them. I can add them to cart. And there is a custom WooCommerce endpoint also for the wish list. So nice feature to be built in the theme. So if you need more WooCommerce options, then Blocksy Pro is a bit better. Now let's go back to the admin panel and see what else do we have here. So we covered already header add-ons, menu, header footer scripts, hooked elements, WooCommerce, infinite scroll. That one I did not cover, but basically both of the teams have the option to add the infinite scroll for the archives. Local gravators and custom page title backgrounds. That means if I open up the products and categories, albums, then I can add the header background image here. Blocksy does that one a bit differently. For example, if I open up the WooCommerce product archives, page title, then I can customize it in a way that it has a featured image as a background. And I can add the parallax effect also here. One more thing Kadence has is that it has a built-in local fonts option. Go to the general performance and activate load Google Fonts locally. Blocksy does that a bit differently. You have to activate a extension for it. That means Pro extension, local Google Fonts, and now you can add Google Fonts as you like. For example, let's add pop-ins, add, agree, sync Google Fonts, and done. And then we can activate the custom fonts. Let's open up the settings. I can upload a simple font or variable font, and it serves all the fonts from our server, as it does for the local Google Fonts. So Kadence has a local Google Fonts, but it does not have an option to upload your own fonts. Now let's take a look at the multiple sidebar add-on Blocksy Pro has. I'm just going to activate it. Now I'm going to create a new sidebar. It will take me to the widget area. I'm going to create it as post sidebar, create one. And now I can create the display conditions. For example, show only for single posts. Save settings, and I can use it as a regular sidebar. Kadence has a similar option, but it uses elements for it. So if I go here and open up the product info, then I can replace sidebar and open up the display settings for single products. So that means that this here is shown only for single products, but it replaces the sidebar itself. It does not have an option to add WordPress widgets as this option here. And as I said before, Blocksy has a white label option, which means you can change the team name and companion plugin branding, add your own information, and basically show to your customer that you created this theme yourself. Kadence does not have this option yet. Probably in the future it will be there. So there you go. We compare the Kadence Pro and Blocksy Pro. If you go to the Blocksy Pro page, there is a nifty list here which shows you what is the difference between free version and Pro version. If you scroll it down, then you'll see visually what is added and what is not. On the Kadence site, all the premium features are written out for you like this, but unfortunately there is no comparison table at the moment. And if you're interested, then you can buy an annual license or lifetime license. And if you would like to get the 10% discount for Blocksy or Kadence, then take a look at the description of this video. Now, if you're new to my channel, then take a look at the next video you see on the screen right now, because it's also full of useful content. And if you want to thank me, then press on thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Meanwhile, take care.